Hey everyone, it's Philip DeFranco here, and I've got a story today that's as dramatic as it is outrageous. Buckle up as we dive into the latest in immigration news, specifically the mind-boggling deportation of 2 Asian immigrants to South Sudan. So, here's what went down. On Tuesday, May 20th, 2025, the Trump administration did something that's left a lot of people shaking their heads. They deported at least 2 Asian immigrants, one from Myanmar and another from Vietnam, to South Sudan. Yes, you heard that right, South Sudan. And this wasn't just any deportation. This action defied a federal court order that required these detainees to receive due process before being sent to a third country. U.S. District Judge Brian E. Murphy had to step in. He issued an order the very same evening, telling the Trump administration, specifically DHS Secretary Kristi Noem and Attorney General Pam Bondi, to keep these immigrants in custody. Why? So they can be brought back if their deportation is found to be unlawful. There's even a hearing scheduled for today, May 21st, where government lawyers have to explain themselves. Here's where it gets even murkier. The 2 men, held at the Port Isabel Detention Center in Texas, were notified they'd be removed to South Africa. They refused to sign the papers. Next thing you know, they were asked to sign another order for South Sudan, which they also refused. Fast forward to Tuesday morning, poof! Their lawyers and families couldn't find them. Judge Murphy had already warned the administration to halt removals to any third country after an earlier debacle trying to deport 13 men to Libya. The key issue? Violating a court order that guarantees due process, including notices in their own language and the chance to argue against deportation to dangerous countries. One of the deported men, identified as NM from Myanmar, speaks Karen and had final orders for removal from Nebraska. His lawyer, Jacqueline Brown, found out about his deportation to South Sudan on Tuesday morning. Another man from Vietnam who had signed orders to go back to Vietnam was also deported with others from Laos, Thailand, Pakistan, Korea, and Mexico. Now let's talk about South Sudan. It's engulfed in armed conflict and is the world's 3rd largest refugee crisis. The U.S. State Department even advises against traveling there due to kidnapping, road ambushes, armed robbery, and more. So why did this happen? Lawyers believe ICE is trying to combat overcrowded detention centers by deporting people anywhere they can. The spouse of the Vietnamese man pleaded for help, saying, "They cannot be allowed to do this. This is not the first and won't be the last if they keep getting away with this." And what about Homeland Security? Well, they didn't immediately respond to requests for comment on May 20th. This story is developing, so stay tuned for updates. It's clear that this drama is far from over. As always, leave your thoughts down below and let's keep the conversation going. Be safe, and I'll see you next time.